Mr. Joseph, who is a sports journalist and a scout. Mr. Joseph, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. My name is Amos Joseph, so I would say call me Amos.
Okay, I reckon Joseph is your last name, or first name.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I guess I just gave a very brief summary of what I know of you. Can you explain to the listeners in details who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so my name is Amos. I'm a Nigerian. I'm a journalist, a sport journalist, football specifically. I write other sports too, but football is my main. I have a project I currently run called Footballers Connect. So what we do at Footballers Connect is to support young footballers and footballers generally in terms of decision making, in terms of support, in terms of management, whatever it is that is not clear, that they need clarity on. So we try to show the path, we try to show the light, we try to shed light on any gray area that is in the sports. So just so that people are not misled, just so people are not misguided, because there are a lot of people who take advantage of footballers, who take advantage of young footballers especially. So we want to end this era. So that's what we do specifically. So we've been doing this for quite some time. Footballers Connect is more than 2 years now. This is our third year. We've held two series of events, one in 2018, and then in 2020 we could not because of the pandemic. This is 2021. We hope that we're going to be able to converge or have virtual events as the world permits us right now. So that's what we do. That's who I am.
Before we get into the story that you had published on Guardian, which is really what I want us to talk about, how has been your stay in UK since the pandemic? Has it been, better than it is back home in Nigeria?
Yeah, it's quite a time to be in the UK. You know what the situation is. It's locked down. People have been told to sit at home. I'm actually here to study. I'm taking my master's now. So, but everybody has been at home, trying to get things done just so the world does not stop fully. We have to stay safe. That's what's most important at this point in time for everybody. Even back in Nigeria, things are not fully in full swing. Most part of Europe as well, things are not in full swing. So because the number of people who have probably underlying issues, who are most likely to catch the virus and then die, may their soul rest in peace. But for those of us who are still alive, let us stay safe. Let us obey simple rules and try to live by the rules for now until the authorities say things are clear, until the authorities say the coast is clear, then we can begin to do everything in full swing.
Has your interest always been in sports, working as a sport journalist, being in football and all that? And for me, I've always been watching football actually, but it's probably going to be the first time, or I think certainly it's the first time I'm having a real interview conversation with someone who is in the sports of football thing. I've always been science there and all that, but being someone who writes up and has things like this podcast and all on culturally relevant issues, and I picked up your story. I thought, oh yeah, this is something that I can get some important lessons from. But have you really been always interested in working in sports and football?
Yeah, football has been my thing, right from childhood. I grew up playing football. Even though I couldn't play professional, I played to a certain level. Played from my primary to secondary school, high school. and then to the university, represented my university in games. And then after my university graduation, played football, but you know, time caught up, and then I couldn't play professional. But I read mass communication, and I've always been interested in sports. So football has been my area of interest. In fact, I'm studying sports journalism now in the university, Sheffield Hallam University in Sheffield. So that's to tell you that this has been my passion, and this is something that I've devoted most part of my life to, and I can tell that this is where the future is for me. For now, that's what I'm chasing. You know, just keep getting better at it. Be able to meet global standards, learn as much as I can learn, absorb as much as I can absorb in the game, and then get to be a part of global events, wherever it is that is taking place. That's my target. That's my goal, and then be able to also follow through with my project. That's Footballers Connect. So everything about me has been football, football, football. Even my family is aware that they are all aware that it's all about football for me.
So those boys, I think you said they're between 16 and 19. Did they come directly to you, or was it through your project?
Yeah, so over time, a lot of people reach out to us via social media, via email, after seeing one of our posts or after participating in any of our events or via online, any medium. Some people just see us on social media and then they reach out and say, "Hey guys, I have this invitation from this country. Can you please verify it for us?" So we do all of these things for free. We don't charge these young boys because we know that, hey, these guys cannot afford certain services, but they need somebody to help them verify just so they don't fall prey. So this young lad that reached out to us from Uzbekistan, he happened to watch one of our interviews with Joshua Akuje. He mentioned specifically in the message he sent to us that he participated in the chat with Joshua Akuje on Instagram Live. And then he had to write to us because Joshua shared.
Was he still there when he reached out to you?
Yes, he was still there. He was still there. He was still in Uzbekistan. So he reached out to us and say, "Hey, this is what I'm going through. This is what is going on." And then we've been aware of these kind of things from time, but we're just looking for more solidity into the story, just to make it more authentic, right? And then he shared with us a lot of information, how someone took them from Nigeria, promised to take them to club, that just so they can sign professional club, but when they got to, and I asked him, has this person seen you play before? Has he watched your video? Why should somebody take a player that he has not watched? I'm a scout, right? I wouldn't recommend a player I have not watched. Never. No.
That's what scouting is all about.
Yeah. In fact, you don't need to watch. You shouldn't even watch the player once.
Yeah.
That's how deep scouting is. Scouting, before you can recommend anybody, you should be able to watch. You should watch them at least 3 times before you can recommend. So it means that you have seen them through and through. So you can tell what the player's ability is. They have to would pay to go to Uzbekistan, a country you don't really know much about, where professionals don't even get paid that much. It's not like it's a top football country, They only sign top professional to a certain level, I know, like the other player that we made reference to, who corroborated the story. That's Ifeanyi. He has played for Nigeria. He's a Nigerian international.
Yeah.
That's why he could get a professional contract in that country, because to a certain level, he's been to Europe, he's been to Africa, he's been to Turkey, he's played in Germany, he's played in Nigerian league. He has that experience, right? So, and then the boy told us the story, and then we put it out there. So, what we did, we advised him. We asked him to discuss with his family, which he did, and then the best decision for him. And we're happy that the boy returned home. We're glad he was able to return home, and then rejoin his family again. He came back with an injury. So, and then he said, because he realized that network that they claim to have, they only organize friendly match with maybe like a second division team, and then you keep playing, and then you start training with under 12, under 13, under 14 boys. And these are boys that you want to take to professional league, training with under 12, under 14 boys. That doesn't, right? It doesn't add up, but people don't see these things until they there, and then they start regretting.
Did he have any links with anybody in the club? Did he speak to the club before going? Did he ever meet this agent in person before leaving?
Yeah, actually, it was it was the person that came to pick them from Nigeria. So I mean, what these guys do is they will come to Nigeria and then recruit, go to clubs, organize friendly games, and then watch the boys, and then tell them to pay a certain amount of money, that they're going to take them to Uzbekistan. And just because these boys want to leave Nigeria at all costs, they're so desperate to leave the country. They look for the money, they talk to their family, they talk to their friends, they just raise this money somehow, and then they leave. So sometimes some of these boys don't even get to, like, for him, he said, he told us that he didn't get to watch him play. It was like a family friend who referred him to the man, and then that's how he was taken abroad. So some other people have also told us that these guys go to different academies, talk to them, and then ask them to pay some amount of money. Some of them who are wise, who the owners are smart, don't allow their players go. In fact, we made mention of a player who's in Dubai now. He's hustling, he's working, because they wasted his time. They took him to Uzbekistan where nothing was going on. And these guys, I don't know, like, look at their success rate. It's just how many players have signed from the players that they've taken to Uzbekistan. In fact, a journalist from Uzbekistan reached out to me. He wanted more information. And I told him that I'd have to speak with the boys if they are willing to come out. And then, but the problem with the whole thing is some of these boys don't want to come out. They don't want to show their faces, because they still have a career that they are trying to pursue. They don't want to come out because of stigmatization. They don't want people to see them as failures, so it's a bit difficult and tricky. If only these guys are willing to expose a lot of things, and then, but it is also dangerous, and you don't want to put them at risk. You don't want to endanger their lives. These guys who do these things can do anything for money. That's why they are actually taking advantage of people who have little information, because it's an issue of predator and prey. The predator sees that oh, this guy is desperate, and then they prey on their desperation, right? They succeed, they thrive based on these young ones' desperation, And the interesting fact is that it is not just in Africa anymore. It is happening in Europe now, right? It is happening in Europe. We've seen cases where children from young players from England, they receive emails from people who ask them to pay a certain amount of money, that they're going to get them a contract in Ukraine, in different countries, in Macedonia. Why should I go to Macedonia? Why should I leave England and go to Macedonia?